Greetings, friends. Father Patrick and myself here again for a Pastorgram, and this time it's special.
It is.
Because it's for Christmas, right? And you know as well as I do, when a priest, it's always always kind of worried. What should I say? What's
right.
for the Christmas Mass, because we all know the Creasters are there, right? The Christmas Easter people,
Mm-hmm.
and it's your one chance to sort of, communicate to them.
Yeah.
So anyways, what's been rattling around in your mind about this whole thing?
I've been thinking about that a lot the last couple of days
Yeah.
for Midnight Mass, for the homily.
I'm glad you're doing that, by the way.
Yeah, I'm very excited for Midnight Mass, so please come to midnight. The music should be good, the preaching will be adequate, so come on to Midnight Mass.
How do you know the preacher's going to be?
Yeah, well, that's... So, I can't tell you how to do that, but... I don't know. The one thing that's been sticking out in my mind is it's very ancient. It's an ancient concept. The early fathers were very fond of this. I don't know if it's really an axiom, but this saying that God became like us so that we can become like God, and that's really the crux of what
Athanasius.
Mm-hmm. He said it often, yeah. And so how do we communicate that? How do we as priests communicate that message?
Mm-hmm.
Certainly we take a more gentle approach at Christmas, and maybe the people who don't come throughout the year, who come at Christmas, they need more than a gentle approach, right? But we can't communicate the whole gospel in one Mass. So it really is important that if you bring people to Mass, bring your friends, families, neighbors, and people off the street, but bring them back the week after and the week after that, right?
That's right.
So that we can continue to learn and grow together. Invite them to be part of the community, part of the church, to do the things, at least to explore that. So I'm not really sure where things will end in the homily, where we'll go with this, but it's safe to say that the focus is on the incarnation, and then how we can respond to that invitation. That God takes the first step, but then how do we respond to that?
Oh, that's good. That's good. I was thinking in terms of where the congregation is at this year as opposed to other years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I read an article the other day, and they used this phrase, an epidemic of estrangement.
Mm.
And in our Bible class on Sunday, you got to come to it sometime. Get a group. Okay. Yes, and so in the Bible study, I asked everyone to raise their hand who have experienced estrangement in their family because of the political situation.
Mm-hmm.
And more than half, maybe
Wow.
75%, raised their hands.
Mm.
That is an epidemic,
Yeah.
right? And so this is what's going on with our people, So what's Christmas about? It's getting out, God getting out of his glory,
Mm-hmm.
which takes courage, because when you comes into our realm and being born in a barn, right? I mean, think about that. That wasn't too comfortable, don't you think?
Right.
And then being hunted.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous to get in somebody else's realm, because you never know, do you? You never know how they're going to respond.
Mm.
But the challenge for us, I think, is to do what we can this Christmas to be able to go out of ourselves, intentionally getting in somebody else's realm that needs us to be there. And it's always, just you never know what's going to happen, because we're fearful, don't you think?
That's
What
right.
do you think about that?
Yeah. Well, it makes sense. I mean, the one who has made a home for us becomes homeless, so to speak, right? I mean, he leaves his home with the Father to come after us, and isn't very well received even in the beginning, right?
That's right.
He's not taken care of. Well, he is taken care of, but not in a comfortable way. Not in a wealthy family, right? Not among people who can give him the best in the sense of the things of this world, but they do give him the best in the things that matter. And so it's a lesson.
And his motive is love, right? I mean, I talk about love, but talk is cheap. But love. Do we really love? And love, by definition, is an ecstasy. It's getting out of yourself into somebody else's realm. So That's what we got to do something about this epidemic of estrangement. Yeah. We're all experiencing it.
So let's start by coming to either the 4 p.m. Mass on Christmas Eve or the 7 p.m. Mass on Christmas Eve, the midnight Mass or the 10 a.m. on Christmas Day. And a reminder that the 7 p.m. and midnight Masses will have incense, the other two will not. So, so please plan accordingly and bring as many people with you as you can.
So let's say it together. 1, 2, 3.
Merry Christmas.
Christmas, and God bless you all.